everybody, and welcome to the Tora Jordan Show. I am your host, Tora Jordan. If you are a new viewer, welcome. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. Glad to see you. So today I took you all on a shopping trip with me, and we'll let the video talk for itself. Alrighty, so one thing that you need to keep in mind when you're grocery shopping is to price compare. On my grocery list, I've got cabbage, and I know that my local produce store, my local produce specialty store, has cabbage at a better price than what Walmart does, and they're just half a mile down the road. So, pro tip, go for the cheaper, selection. It may be a better quality. Alrighty, so I'm sitting outside of Walmart, getting ready to go in. I've got my shopping list, I've got my budget made out, and I really don't like going grocery shopping, but that's alright. Everybody's got to eat, and if we want to eat, we got to go grocery shopping. So, wish me the best of luck. See you on the inside. Alrighty, I got some nice poblano peppers. I'm going to make some keto stuffed peppers for supper one night this week. Okay, on keto, mozzarella cheese is a definite go cheese. I usually get a big bag. So there we go. I'm also going to be making a few other cheese selections while I'm in the cheese section. Of course, provolone, zero net carb cheese, and Swiss. Josh loves cheddar cheese, and it's less than one, so yep, that's a go-to. Now, one good thing about almond milk is it's got a long expiration date. Now, the half and half, it also has a long expiration date. So this is where shopping with your Carb Manager app comes in really handy. You can just tap add something, hit the scan button, whoop. Scan the barcode, and it brings it right up, and it tells you, yep, that's keto friendly. Now, I've tried this brand before. Gonna give it another shot because it was early in my keto journey when I started it, so it might be good this time. And they do carry the ratio in the big tubs, so that's a good thing. Now, I do try to keep some sour cream around the house just because we can use it as a dip with our pork rinds from time to time. I have a couple recipes I'm going to test out, so I need some cream cheese. And the great thing about cream cheese, it's not bad. It's not a terribly high carb content, so keep that around. Might like to have a snack with a little bit of cream cheese. Pork rinds are an excellent snack to keep around. If you're watching a movie or something, I mean, there's zero carbs. So, and that's the original. These are the barbecued ones, and they are also original. So, imagine having some of this with your cream or with your sour cream. Good snack. Running a little low on my coconut oil for our milkshakes, and Josh reminded me this morning, hey, we need some coconut oil. Really? Walmart now sells bacon grease. Okay, I'll just save my own bacon grease. Okay, you may see some people talking about ghee. All that is clarified butter. Okay, so some of y'all might be thinking about getting sugar-free syrup. If you flip it around here and look at the ingredient list, you see that second word, sorbitol? Be very careful, it is a laxative. A couple bottles of minced onion just to keep some flavor in our food. Diced green chilies. Look at that, one carb. So, alrighty, so let's talk about barbecue sauce for a moment. I mean, this is hickory smoked barbecue sauce, something most of us have grown up with. But you flip this over and you see it's 2 tablespoons, and it's 13 grams with no fiber. That is not a good sauce for those that are on keto and low carb. but you go to G. Hughes, hickory smoke, hickory flavor. Same serving size, 2 grams, a lot less sugar. Pickles are an excellent snack to keep around because they're a 0. Okay, so this is a prime example of, bargain-based shopping. It's a dented can. It's hearts of palm. You flip over here, yeah, that's 10 carbohydrates, but you look at that fiber, that's 5. So these are 5 net carbs for this entire can. I can slice this up and make this into a spaghetti or into a pasta sauce or a pasta dish for me and Josh. Okay, we got spring and summer coming up, so I wanted to go ahead and show you guys these. These are called Flat Out Light Original. They're wraps. They're almost like a football shape, but not pointed. They're rounded. They're 5 net carbs per wrap. So like if you're having maybe a turkey bacon ranch wrap, which you can have ranch on keto, full fat ranch, that Josh and I have done that several times and had this for like a lunch or a dinner when it's hot. So keep that in mind while you're out and about. Don't overlook the wraps. There are some out there that are keto friendly. Just gotta watch your serving size. Okay, so with summer coming up, something else that you guys might want to think about when you're barbecuing and grilling, you can still have your buns. These are burger buns. They're 1 net carb per bun, and these are hot dog buns. 1 net carb per bun. So you're not going to be left out at barbecues. Okay, so this is by Lewis brand. It's Healthy Life Keto Bread, and I wanted to take a moment to show you guys this. When you look at this label, you might be really confused because on the front of it, it says that it's 0 net carbs. And you're looking and it's 9 with 8 fibers. Well, that's 1. But what they don't have listed over here is the sugar alcohols. It's listed over here. And this even gives you a breakdown. Okay, so they have allulose in it, and that's a 0 net carb. Walmart is where I got my collagen peptides. And they do have other varieties at other price points, so you can shop around and see which one works for you. Okay, some people have heard about fat bombs, and they're like, what are fat bombs? Okay, with a fat bomb, it's giving you a dose of the MCT oils. So what I get from my coconut oil, these are just little snack bites. They're not really bad. They actually taste pretty good. I got caramel and then peanut butter. So it's kind of like having a Reese's peanut butter cup. Not quite the same, but when you're cutting, the sugars out, it does the trick and helps curb those cravings, I should say. But yeah, look at this. It's 1 net carb, and one of these bad boys is a net carb. I'll have to probably munch on one of these when I get home. All right, so some people really have a sweet tooth and they really miss ice cream when they're doing keto. I mean, if you are, I highly recommend the Rebel brand. I just scanned this on my phone on my Carb Manager app, okay? One serving is actually 1/3 of the pint. Okay, let me get this to focus. For the entire pint, it's 3 total carbs. 3 net carbs, okay? It's kind of high in fat, but, when you're having those really bad days, sometimes, you just need ice cream. So it's not very often that Josh and I go out for like Buffalo Wild Wings, but I thought, you know what? I'm going to get some wings. Don't tell him. Frozen cauliflower. Broccoli. Green beans. Sometimes when you want to make a Western omelet, you just got to have the good stuff. Okay, so some people who might want, pizza. Quest came out with one. It's 5 net carbs per serving. Well, that's a lot of numbers. So what I did was I went ahead and scanned it with my Carb Manager app, and 1 serving is 1/3 of a pizza, and it's 5 net carbs. So I mean, that may be something that you want to do for a special treat. Like if your kid makes on a roll and they want to have a pizza party, you know, that might be something worth your while. And beware, just because it says cauliflower, you know, and it's a cauliflower crust, doesn't mean it's carb friendly. That's 45 minus 3. That's 42 grams for what, half a pizza? That's a hard pass. I'm not picking up pizza today, but I just thought I'd show you those, you know, what's out here, guys. Okay, pepperoni is an excellent snack to kind of have around. You look, it's less than 1 gram of carbs. So, you know, have this around, maybe throw it with a little bit of cream cheese, and there you go. That's a good snack. And also there's recipes for, you know, different things that involve pepperoni. For the wings. This was something that both Josh and I were really excited about. You can still have ranch. It's 1 carb per 2 tablespoons. Yeah. Maybe trying a recipe for a keto pizza. So we got 8 minus 2. Gotta keep it low, but you know, maybe just a little sauce will do us. Forgot to grab this when I was over here getting the onion flakes. So now that I've been at this for a while, I am going to head out and check out, and then I will see you all back at my place. Alrighty, so you guys could see that my grocery shopping cart was not overly full, but it was full enough for Josh and I to be sustained for 2 to 3 weeks, depending upon how I cook and what I cook and things like that. So excuse me while I get a drink. Rule number 1 to grocery shopping, whether it's on keto or in real life, make a meal plan. Know what you're going to be cooking, okay? You don't want to have to, in the middle of the week, have to run out and get something that's really expensive when it, you know, and it blew your budget, okay? Make a meal plan. Then make your shopping list, okay? And if something doesn't fit into your budget, let's say that you want, for example, to have, you're like, oh, you know what? I would really love to have lobster for dinner. Okay, and you go to the grocery store, and for like a 3-ounce tail, you know, with the shell on, so you're only getting probably about 1.5 ounces of meat, it's $20. Don't go blow your budget, okay? Don't do that. Lobster's delicious in my opinion, okay? But don't go blow your budget. I mean, make a meal plan and then figure out what ingredients you already have and then fill in the gaps. I know that I've got deer, I've got chicken, I've got some shrimp out in the freezer. I've even got some salmon. I've got the swai fillets. So I know that I can do a lot of different things in a lot of different ways to keep the excitement and the flavor in my kitchen, okay? So I know, you know, where I can go with things. For example, I know I have ground deer, so I can make the Mexican stuffed peppers, keto version of those, and you know, they're really good. Just last time I made them, Josh said, crank up the flavor. Okay, add a little more spice because the deer meat just kind of ate all the flavor and didn't share with us, which I was fine, you know. We just kind of added some hot sauce on top, and it was really, really good. There were some things that were in my shopping cart that were not necessarily on my list, but I mentally had made a note that I probably was going to pick those up, like the ratio yogurt cups. Josh loves those ratio yogurt cups. The ratio tub, they only come in vanilla at my local Walmart. So I couldn't get the tub for Josh. And I was like, okay, I know I want to get those 2 things that aren't necessarily on my list. My list that I write down is my die hard, you're going home with me. The things in my mental list, I can scratch out and be like, no, it's not in my budget this time. Especially with the fluctuation of how prices are crazy nowadays. So yeah. And we have, in my best advice, I'm going to say this: make your meal plan, know what you need, know exactly what you need, and then fit that to what your budget is. My budget was $160. You know, the 4 main vegetables that Josh and I eat at our house are broccoli, cauliflower, green beans, and fried cabbage, or well, cabbage. Usually it's fried because that's the way we like it, and it's a cheap meal. You can feed a lot of people with a head of fried cabbage for cheap. So that's something that has been in my repertoire for a while. And I was so excited when I found out that fried cabbage was keto friendly. You know, because I was watching one person make it on YouTube and they put sugar in it. And I'm like, what are you doing? That don't go in there. And they're like, oh, it just helps with the caramelization. I'm like, sweetie, no. That's not the way we make it here. No, you just ruined that. But you know, that was ingrained in me that sugar doesn't go in your main dish, but each to their own. Each to their own. I mean, my fried cabbage recipe is you cook either bacon, sausage, or ham steak. Then you chop your cabbage up while that's going, and you throw it all in the pan. You stir it up, and you put salt and pepper in there, and you cook your cabbage down. And then I put just a little bit of butter in with it and stir it out. You know, stir it up to make it all nice and purty. And tasty, too. So I may shoot a video and do some talking points while I'm making a batch of fried cabbage at some point. That might be on my list. I don't know. But anyway, there were some things that I had on my mental shopping list that weren't necessarily on my hardcore you're going home with me shopping list, like the fat bombs. They are not something that I sit and eat every day. They are a special treat. They are $8 for a box of 14. But like I said, I don't eat them every day. And usually I only get one box or the other. This time it was in my budget that I could get both. And what I'll do is I'll tuck them back. Actually, I put them in a bowl, mix them up, because there's some days when you want caramel and there's some days that you want peanut butter. So, you know, and I'll tuck those away, and they'll last me forever. Well, I say that, they'll probably last me 2 or 3 weeks. Just because, you know, I may have a bad day and I may be like, I want some food. And that's fine. We all have those days where we just need just a little oomph. So, you know, when you're starting out on keto and low carb, things are going to taste different. Your body is programmed to eat, to consume the flour, the sugar, the starches, the potatoes, the rice, the dried beans, things like that, those high carbohydrates. And when you're taking that out of your dietary consumption, then things are going to taste a lot different. When I started out, you know, before I started out, I loved yogurt. I tried one of the 2 Good yogurt cups, and it did not taste the best to me. I tried the mixed berry. It just didn't go down very well. It was one of those, alrighty then. But I tried a couple different flavors further down the line, and they were okay. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to try the black cherry. If I like the black cherry, it's just a little bit cheaper than the ratio. Not saying that the ratio is bad. The ratio is awesome. Love it. But I may get some of those just to kind of, you know, because I know spring and summer's coming up, and when it's hot, I don't like to eat hot food. That's just me. There's, you know, I don't know, just something. I just don't like to eat hot food. Not necessarily spicy food, but I'm talking like, you know, I would rather have like chicken salad or egg salad or deviled eggs or something like that. Or, you know, before keto, I would just have yogurt for dinner, you know, just because I wanted something cooling. I didn't want to have like a soup or something that's going to warm you heart and soul. Just wanted something cool. So I want to try tasting that again, seeing if that works for me. It may not. I don't know. We'll see where we're at. The Rebel ice cream. When I have a big milestone on my weight loss, I treat myself with a Rebel ice cream. They're about $5 for a pint. So it's something that I don't buy all the time. But I hit the weight loss milestone of 120. Okay. I'm at 121. I hit that milestone of 120, so I wanted to get that for myself for a treat, just for a treat. So that's something that, you know, I keep in mind. Anyway, wanted to jump on here. I'm so glad you all wanted to go shopping with me. So like I was showing you in the videos, using that Carb Manager app, you know, you can hit that barcode little button on the top, scan the barcodes. It'll tell you if it's good or, you know, if you're good to go on keto with keto, or if it's something that you need to really watch, or if it's something, don't do it. So that's really helpful. Okay. And remember that this is a journey. Okay. And sometimes it's a wild ride. And sometimes it's like a peaceful little river. Okay. So you got to keep that in mind. Alrighty. I got to go finish up supper. Wanted to make sure that you all had fun with me. I had fun shooting it. There was one gentleman that asked me if I was doing the TikTok thing in the middle of Walmart. And I was like, no. And he goes, well, I heard you talking to your phone. And that's what my granddaughter does, is the TikTok thing. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. Anyway, so I may have looked like a complete lunatic walking around in Walmart, but that's all right. So I want you guys to know you are beautiful or handsome, depending upon, you know, that we need to be kind to ourselves. All right. That I care for you. I care for you. I wouldn't have taken you grocery shopping and looked like a lunatic if I didn't care. Alrighty? I care for you. Nobody else is going to tell you. I'm going to tell you. All right? I care for you. And come here real close. Love yins.